Protests planned. Controversy is coming to campus as conservative group hosts another speaker tonight. And later, students demand change. The University of Iowa's administration caught in a deadlock with a student union.
And the madness continues. Get an in-depth look into the Hawkeyes tournament matchup later in sports.
Rainy days, rain, and even snow came to Iowa City over the weekend, cooling it down.
All that and more
coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Monday, March 25th, and I'm Grace Lathrop.
And I'm Michael Merritt.
And the third member of our team, DITV's Ashley Wheel, is live now to tell us today's weather story.
Ashley, there was some light rain that picked up here at the end of our weekend. Is that all the rain we're going to see this week?
No, Michael, the rain is going to be continuing these next few days as I am live outside the Iowa Memorial Union right now where you can see the flowers are starting to bloom, so I think they're appreciating this spring rain right now, but is currently around 48 degrees, which is actually pretty nice, but the rain is expected to start around 10 a.m. today. The forecast ahead looks to be a little bit warmer than it has been, with a high of 58 degrees today and a low of 45 tonight again. The rain will be steady throughout the day with around a 50% chance of showers nearly every hour. Tomorrow will be fairly the same with light rain and showers throughout the day with just a high of 48 degrees and a low of 23 as things will be continuing to cool back down. I'll be back later with more on how this rain today and tomorrow is going to be affecting the rest of the week as things continue to cool down. Back to you in the studio.
Ashley, and a conservative group, the Young Americans for Freedom Org here at the University of Iowa, is hosting a controversial guest. Paula Scanlon, a member of the women's swim team at UPenn and a former teammate of the transgender swimmer Leah Thomas, is coming to the university today at 7 p.m. She will be speaking about how to fight back against transgender women participating in collegiate sports. Flyers are posted around campus calling for a protest at the IMU during the event. YAF is expecting a turnout from both supporters of Scanlon and protesters, primarily from the transgender community here on campus. University admin have responded to a protest by graduate students. DITV's Sarah Adams is live in the newsroom to give us an update on the movement.
Thanks, Grace. And the future of the petition remains unclear for now. The university responded to the petition on Saturday, affirming that fees are necessary to maintain facilities and services, but that they value the contributions of grad students. A general meeting is planned at 6 p.m. tonight for the campaign to organize graduate students, also known as COGS, to determine next steps for a response. In 2015, the campaign was able to sue the school and bring down fees by 50%.
And Sarah, is the petition a direct result of the protest?
Well, Grace, the COGS gathered at the Pentecrest on March 5th to protest the increase of fees required for students to work at the university. According to COGS, these fees have increased by $100 since last semester, and international students are required to pay an additional $250 each semester. At the protest, COGS members delivered an enlarged petition signed by over 1,000 graduate students to the President Barbara Wilson's office demanding an end to the fees. While an official response has not yet been released by COGS, chants such as, "If we don't get it, shut it down," at the March 6th protest may be an indicator of future actions. Back to you, Grace.
Thanks, Sarah. And over the weekend, Film Scene hosted their first annual Iowa Disability Film Festival. DITV reporter Madison Johnson has the impact on how the event shed light on the lives of disabled individuals.
You know, it's been Real Abilities in past years, and that's a wonderful national program, but it's nice to see that we have the Iowa Disability Festival now.
Real Abilities is a national film festival highlighting films by and about people with disabilities. This year, they have partnered with Film Scene, the Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities, Council for Disability Awareness, and various other Iowa City partners to put on the first ever Iowa Disability Film Festival.
Here at Film Scene at the Chauncey, the Disability Film Festival centers the stories of individuals with disabilities while also working to make those stories as accessible as possible.
The first night of the festival showed Full Circle, a film highlighting the importance of adaptive sports through the lives of Barry Corbett and Trevor Kinnison.
It gives us goals, it gives us an incentive to get up every day, go to work, and know at the end of the day I can go out, go hit the water, hit the lake, and go water ski.
The film was shown with open captions along with audio description and ASL interpretation for the introduction and post-show panels. But the presence of accessibility here highlights the need for accessibility everywhere.
What it means to make a community accessible. We can have all the career professions in the world, but businesses and public-facing spaces aren't accessible to people with disabilities, then we're really not an inclusive community.
Barry Corbett said it best when he said life with disability is life, and that is ultimately what this film festival works to highlight. From Film Scene at the Chauncey, Madison Johnson, DITV.
Additionally, an Oscar-nominated filmmaker made their way to Iowa City yesterday. Film Scene hosted a screening of Stranger at the Gate, an Oscar-nominated documentary short that premiered in 2022. It also featured a Q&A with the filmmaker Joshua Seftel and the subjects of the film.
And so it's really a discussion about Islamophobia and what it takes to create a welcoming community. So we're really excited that members of our community are interested in this film.
Students, faculty, and members of the community were able to ask questions, watch the film, and be a part of the Q&A about what they can do to prevent discriminatory actions in their state and around the world. And this last weekend, Back Pocket Brewing hosted an Easter egg hunt brunch and hunt in preparation for the holiday. DITV's Sydney Goldberg was at the event and has more on the festivities.
The morning started off with the hunt as children raced outside with their families and friends in order to find the eggs.
As a small local business, we like to find events that bring our community together.
The event had a variety of different activities for children and families to take part in. The communal tables for these activities, as well as brunch, helps to foster new connections.
Doing events like this, just kind of incorporating like the family atmosphere, people of all ages can join and participate.
After collecting the eggs, attendees then had the opportunity to paint some and get to know others at their tables.
Part was probably painting the eggs.
This type of event is not only happening at Back Pocket Brewing, but also taking place here at Big Grove Brewery on Easter weekend.
Families who didn't know each other before got to meet through this event. It was really cool to see the connections through the children, just helping each other find the eggs.
Big Grove's large outside space is hoped to be used by all the attendees next weekend. Both of these events hope to strengthen the community by bringing family and children together through different activities. From Big Grove Brewery, Sydney Goldberg, DITV.
And hitting the runway, the Iowa Miss Heart of the USA pageant took place here in Iowa City over the weekend. DITV's Julia Rhodes showcases how this year's event helps women gain confidence and connections.
I'm here at the Graduate Hotel for the Iowa Miss Heart of the USA pageant, where women from across the state are representing their counties and showcasing their confidence.
From just 19 months old to married for 17 years, all women were welcomed and encouraged to be themselves.
I think it's just amazing to meet people, to meet moms, to meet other kids, and just connecting with people on their journey and what they've been through doing this. So yeah, I think it's a positive experience. So.
Community service is also a big part of a beauty queen, and for most of these women, the pageant doesn't just end when they walk out the door.
A lot of people think beauty pageants is just makeup, crowns, sashes, and looking pretty, but one of the things that I like to pride, especially Miss Heart of the USA, on is their ability to be out in the community, going to do things, not just going to a pageant, coming home, going to a pageant, going home, like being able to follow through with those titles.
Miss Heart of the USA is fighting back against pageant stereotypes and fostering an environment where women can grow and uplift each other.
So since pageants, I've just gained so much confidence and I've gotten to make so much friends. It's really not a negative place if you don't make it a negative place.
At the end of a long day, a sense of pride and community emanates from the pageant ballroom.
While the pageant may be over, these girls and their families will go home with more than just a crown. From the Graduate Hotel in Iowa City, this is Julia Rhodes, DITV.
Now let's take a look back outside with Ashley for the forecast for the week ahead.
Yeah, thanks guys. Like I said earlier, Iowa City got some surprise snowfall over the weekend, which is not quite the ordinary of late March. And so Iowa City across the board in Johnson County even got a range from 2 to 4.3 inches of snow. But it looks like with the warmer temperatures and the rain that we got, it has all washed away by now. And looking ahead after those rainy days today and tomorrow, the forecast looks to have the sun come back out, thankfully, but not fully, as there will be a mix of mostly sunny and partly cloudy days ahead. The temps will stay in the mid-50s to mid-60s, with the warmest day of the week coming on Saturday. So after these couple days of rain, the sun will be coming back out like it is today, but it is starting to get a little bit more cloudy here today. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Ashley. Now, Michael, I heard this was a big weekend for some Hawkeye sports.
Yeah, Grace, there's been a ton of tournaments going on, but arguably the biggest one was the NCAA women's tournament that tipped off in Iowa City. We had DITV's AJ Reister and Brady Barron at the game on Saturday for the start of the madness.
Hawkeye fans flocked to Carver Hawkeye Arena on Saturday for the first round of the NCAA tournament against Holy Cross. And AJ, Iowa got off to a bit of a slow start, but they really started to pick it up in the second half.
Yeah, they only led by 3 points after the first quarter, but like you said, in the second, they just caught fire. 5 different Hawks connected from downtown, and the defense held the Crusaders to just 9 points.
Tonight, I thought our first quarter we showed a little rust. But I think we got it going a lot better in the second quarter.
I think the first quarter kind of frustrated maybe all of us in a way. I feel like this is a game you want to come out and dominate from the start because this is what fuels your run.
While Iowa was able to get the big 91-65 victory in the first round, they were without one of their key starters for most of the game.
Yeah, that's right, AJ. Starter Hannah Stolke has been a key piece for Iowa all season long, but she only played 10 minutes today.
She didn't feel well, and it just wasn't worth putting her in there when we didn't have to have her.
Despite Hannah's absence, Iowa still got big-time minutes from Addie O'Grady and A.J. Ediger.
I had Addie O'Grady put the Iowa sticker up today because I thought she came in and played that well for us.
The production Iowa was able to get out of both Addie and A.J. allowed them to play it safe with Hannah going into Monday's game.
Yeah, they'll definitely need everyone to step up on Monday when they play West Virginia in the second round of the tournament. It will also be Caitlin Clark's final game here at Carver.
Yeah, that's right. Caitlin, as well as the other seniors, know this is their last time to show out for the Hawkeye fans. From Carver Hawkeye Arena, Brady Barron,
AJ Reister,
DITV Sports.
And Saturday was a slow start for the Hawkeyes, but they are looking to catch some fire today as they host the West Virginia Mountaineers today at 7 p.m. We have AJ Reister live outside Carver Hawkeye Arena now. AJ, we just saw you were at the game on Saturday, and you're going to be there tonight.
What is the feeling coming in for the Hawks in today's game?
Yeah, Grace, it's the final home game for the seniors and one of the greatest college basketball players of all time. And so the emotions are going to be high in the arena.
It'll take a while for this to set in of this really being my last game in Carver Hawkeye Arena. I know when I take off the jersey, whenever my last game is, I can, hold my head high and reflect back on a lot of great memories inside this place.
Despite West Virginia being an 8 seed, they have one of the top defenses in the nation and feature an aggressive full-court press.
A lot of times you handle the press and you get over half court and you breathe. You don't with these guys. You can get over that timeline, but that's what they love to do. They're proud of it and they're really good at it.
Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. and the winner will head to Albany, New York to battle with Colorado. Live from Carver Hawkeye Arena, AJ Reister, DITV.
Thanks, AJ. And the Iowa men's basketball team continued their postseason last night as they hit the road and took on the Utah Utes in the second round of the NIT. From the opening gates, the Hawkeye defense struggled, leading to the Hawks falling one final time this season, 91-82. The Hawkeyes were led by Patrick McCaffrey's 19 points, with Josh Dix adding 14 of his own. And Iowa got a dozen points each from their big men, Ben Krikke and Owen Freeman. And the men's wrestling team took 5th place at Nationals in Kansas City this weekend. And we had DITV's Aiden Wirtz in KC with the coverage of the tournament.
Each and every single wrestler here this weekend dreams of sitting atop the first place podium. For Drake Ayala, he could not get the job finished, but it is another year to reflect and learn.
As you see guys go through situations like this, you learn more and more about them.
Ayala had extended Iowa's finalist streak to 34 in a row after last night's semifinal victory, but fell to Arizona State's Richie Figueroa 7-2 in the finals.
It's a battle. I know it's always going to be a battle with them. It's just whoever comes prepared, and today I was prepared.
Hawk fans were focused on Ayala's finalist match, but 3 of his other teammates were wrestling for higher spots on the podium. Rio Woods got taken down by Brock Hardy from Nebraska in a tough 7-6 match.
There's experiences and there's lessons that you learn. They contribute to your life and they align, with life's lessons.
Jared Frank took 8th for the Hawkeyes, while Mikey Caliendo placed 4th. Iowa took 5th place as a team with 67 points, while Penn State handily took first with a new NCAA record, 172.5 points. This is not the team national title that Brandt and his crew hoped for, but there is still a lot to be said about Iowa and their resilience this year.
I don't think our guys were rattled. I think our guys handled it as well as you can handle that stuff.
Many Hawkeyes are set to leave their black and gold singlet days behind them, including Franek and Woods.
I'm super happy, and I wouldn't take back the decision I made.
I think you'll see me around the sport a lot longer. I do in my heart feel like I would be a really good coach. The things that truly matter are who you become because of your experiences.
The season has concluded for the Hawkeyes, and the future for the Brands brothers is undetermined. But if one thing is inevitable, the Hawkeyes will be back with a vengeance. From the Men's Wrestling National Championships at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri, Aiden Wirtz, DITV Sports.
Hope you got to have some really good barbecue while you were down there in Kansas City, Aiden. Looked like a great time. But the Iowa softball team looked to continue their hot 4-game win streak as they went into conference play this weekend. DITV's Elise Gann and Colin Carithers were at Bob Pearl Field to see if the Hawks were able to keep that streak alive.
Iowa softball finished up their Big Ten home opening series here at Bob Pearl Field in a doubleheader against the Wisconsin Badgers.
That's right, Colin, and after a win on Thursday, the Hawkeyes came out in Game 1 looking to take the series.
To get things rolling for the Hawkeyes, Devin Greer crushed a double to left field to bring in the first 3 runs of the day. She continued to cruise through the game, going 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, and was assisted by her teammate Susan Berry, who went 3 for 5 with a huge triple in the 4th.
The energy, when we bring the energy, when the girls are all focused, they understand what they have to do to come in and win games like this. Wisconsin's a tough competition, and for them to come in and be able to take 2 of the 3 games is huge.
This energy lifted them to take a 10-4 victory over the Badgers, handing them the series win early.
It was clear the Hawkeyes wanted this series after the amount of runs they collected in the first game of the day.
Yeah, at least but that fuel would die down as they looked for the series sweep.
As Game 2 of the day rolled around, the focus shifted from high-powered offense to a defensive struggle. The Badgers would score a run early in the first inning off Hawkeye pitcher Jalen Adams. Adams would finish the game out, giving up only 2 runs in total. But it wouldn't match Wisconsin's Tessa Magnamino.
I think she did a really good job of kind of keeping them off plate. The balls that we were getting as strikes were a little bit more on the river, and we weren't adjusting to it. But she did a great job of keeping us off balance.
Just after losing by 6 runs, Tessa would throw a complete game shutout to help Wisconsin steal a win in Iowa City.
They'll be back at home next weekend to take on Michigan State for their second Big Ten series of the season.
From Bob Pearl Field, Elise Gann,
Colin Carithers, DITV Sports.
Now, Grace, there was a lot of action this weekend, and that continues into today as we talked about with the women's basketball team having their last home game of the year at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
That's right, Michael. It should be a pretty good game. Switching gears just a little bit to downtown, though, Benchmarks is calling on artists and designers to transform the benches that surround the pedestrian mall. The Downtown District opened their 2024 Benchmarks applications now until April 21st on their website. Submissions should be clear and fully fleshed out. A color drawing will work. The Downtown District says, we aim for diversity of bold, eye-catching designs that capture and contribute to the atmosphere and the liveliness of the Ped Mall.
The benches are always just some of the best parts about walking downtown. You really get to see a lot of artists express themselves and express the city.
For sure, Michael. It definitely adds some color downtown and something to look at and to look forward to seeing when you're down there. Thank you so much for joining us online or listening to KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are live here from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. And we're online anytime at thedailyiowa.com.
For Ashley Wheel and Michael Merrick, I'm Grace Lathrop, and see you again on Wednesday morning right here on DITV.